you by Oracle.
The stunning mountain scenery of Northern Ireland welcomes the Nike Mountain Challenge as the second leg of this extreme off-road triathlon series moves across the Irish Sea to the beauty of the Mourne Mountains. With the famous Silent Valley playing host to this, the second event in a series of 3, competition here is sure to be tough. But don't let the tranquility of the surroundings fool you. With 30 kilometres of cycling and running to be done over some of the toughest terrain of the series, victory won't come easy. With 70 competitors entered in the event, this mountain challenge kicks off with a 5-kilometre hill run, followed by a gruelling 15-kilometre mountain bike race, and culminating in a tough 10-kilometre fell run, as organiser Ricky Cowan explains.
Yes, the real tough one today. Actually, we've set up a pretty tight, possibly the toughest of the 3 challenges here today at duathlon. On a short, tight run. In fact, the first section, 3 miles, but the hill just behind us. In fact, we can see in the camera. Followed by, in fact, a fairly gruelling bicycle section with quite a long portage. I carry the bike for quite a bit of section. The last run, which is exceptionally tough, 10k, which takes one of the highest hills in the region here, followed in fact around the 2 dams in the Silent Valley. So all in all, a fairly gruelling task they have set in front of them today.
Now this is obviously the sort of running you do as well. We saw it in Abbeymoor. Which bit would you be least looking forward to?
The least bit, in fact, well, always the hard bit, the long portion at the end. The climb, in fact, to Sleep Union is rather, in fact, have a really serious climb. And certainly we'll be thinking twice about that. It'll be in the back of the mind all the way around. Won't we think of this gruelling climb? Certainly 1 and 3 climbs have been awful.
So as the competitors gather for their final briefing, they do so in the knowledge that the course is being made that much tougher by hostile weather conditions. After a night of rain, a stiff northerly wind is howling through the Silent Valley, so this mountain challenge is going to hurt the hardiest of racers.
It's going to be extremely tough. I can imagine we're going to be out here for at least 3 hours. It's very windy. Some of the climbs are extremely stiff and steep, and some of the bike section is very rough, so it's going to be a long day out.
Are you prepared for it?
Well, I've been going well in the running on the hills, and I think I can handle the bike okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very tough, obviously, yeah. You don't really know, especially this wind. Conditions are good for cycling today, really. But, you know, hopefully it's going to be alright.
How prepared are you for it?
Oh, reasonably well prepared, you know. I've been doing quite a lot of these events throughout the year, so mainly on the road, but hopefully it'll be alright, you know.
What's going to be your forte today?
I'll just take it steady to begin with, just run with a bunch and see how you feel and see what everybody else is up to. You know, hopefully feel strong end and come good.
I think it'll be getting very tough, especially towards the last half hour or so.
And are you prepared for this?
Well, I preferred for the running, that is my sport, as it were, but the cycling's going to be a bit new to me.
So what's your tactics to tackle the course?
Well, it's just hang in there, basically, as long as you can. It's going to be a case of pacing yourself, and providing you're in contention on the last run, that's when the race will start.
You're actually from around here, so have you been practicing hard?
Well, I've been doing a lot of fell running, a lot of racing around the mountains. I haven't actually been over the course yet, so although I do know the mountains fairly well, so I've got an idea where it goes, but that'll be new to me as well.
So which part are you dreading the most?
I think the worst bit's going to be the climb up the same mountain behind you there, Sleep Union, at the start of the last run. That's the toughest.
And is your tactic to try and keep close to Robin Bryson?
Well, I've been racing with Robbie all season, so yeah, I expect it to be another battle. Yeah.
So with 30 kilometres ahead of them, let's take a look at the first leg. A quick 5-kilometre run, the main feature of which is that steep climb up to the 445-metre Slipena Gloff. Back down and over the Silent Valley Reservoir Dam, the competitors then head off on that 15-kilometre bike ride. First up, it's the hill run. So the 70 competitors stand by as the Mourne Mountains leg of the Nike Mountain Challenge gets underway. Heading the field, number 6, Robin Bryson, is already shadowed by Andrew Peace in black. These two really are arch rivals, and in an event like this, they'll both be names to look out for. Leaving the easy terrain of the start area, even the early stages of this run are tough. The loose shale of the moorland pathways proving slippery underfoot, as the competitors, still bunched up, start the slow climb up to Slipena Gloff. And what an intimidating sight that must be, running up one side of the Mourne wall, then back down the other, the first real test on this challenge. With all the runners up over the wall, out in front it's Yorkshireman Andrew Peace, on his way back down the first peak, setting the early pace. Peace expanded on that lead in the first run, showing he really is at home out on the peaks here at Silent Valley. He's a 3-times winner of Yorkshire's famous Three Peaks Fell Run, so there's no surprises here as he leads the field approaching the Silent Valley Dam, on the last stretch of this opening leg. Down onto the dam in second place, local boy Dion McNeely can see Peace crossing the reservoir, but needs to check his downhill speed on this treacherous loose ground. Behind McNeely, Robin Lawrence is pushed all the way down the closing stretch of this run by number 44 Raymond Johnston. And back there in fifth, Robin Bryson must be pacing himself on this opening leg, as Yorkshire boy Robert Jett chases him down onto the dam. With the rest of the field in hot pursuit, that top 6 must contain all the likely favourites for this event, but it won't be easy maintaining that lead. Looking down over the reservoir, the wind is whipping up white caps on the water and must be howling down over the top of the dam, making the going incredibly tough as the competitors head off down into the transition area. First into that transition area, it's a quick change for Andrew Peace, but taking a look at what's in store for these cyclists now, the going is about to get much harder. There's 15 kilometres of mountain bike action on this course, and a good deal of it will be over unrideable terrain. That means a greater strain on the athlete as he carries the bike up the steeper sections of the course. And looking at the long climb up to Loch Shanna, that's all into a stiff headwind. That climb's sure to break some of the less experienced here. Joining the race as they head back up the gravel path though, this is one of those unrideable sections, but pushing nonetheless, Dion McNeely heads the chase after the leader. Behind the Irishman, Robin Lawrence is in third. That's Robin Bryson in fourth now, but still pushing behind Bryson, Raymond Johnston is still up with the leaders. And number 34, that's Robert Jebb, pushing hard in sixth. Full marks on this section of the course though go to Ian O'Connell of Limerick. Keeping the pressure over the back wheel here, he powered up this gravel track, the only man to pedal all the way to the top. Go boy, go. As we said, the climb into Loch Shanna is into a blustery headwind, and it's made doubly difficult by the nature of the terrain. Leading the field up past Slievanagloff, though, it's still Yorkshireman Andrew Peace, staying on the bike here over one of the gentler climbs of this section. And pushing quite hard on the pedals. Having worked his way through the field, that's Robert Jebb in second now, leading the chase on Peace up this climb. And the Yorkshireman Peace off his bike now, carrying up the hill over that rough terrain. Jebb is still riding though. He went through the transition in sixth, a minute behind Peace, so he's really turned it on through the first half of this bike ride. And pushing extremely hard in third, still on his bike up this tough terrain, that's Robin Lawrence, while behind him, Robin Bryson is running already. This experienced fell runner knows that he's got a lot more running to do later on in the race. But the technique is very good as he pushes the bike up the hill. He's making sure he's going at a steady pace, not pushing himself too hard. Dion McNeely sprints through in fifth, halfway up this climb, and that's where we leave the competitors. See you after the break. Back to the Mourne Mountain, straight back into the action. The lead cyclists are now approaching the stunning Silent Valley Dam at the northern limit of this 15-kilometre course. And first to appear, still out in front, Andrew Peace is really pushing hard. There's a strong side wind over this dam, but Peace won't mind that. Once over the other side, there's a 4-kilometre run into the transition area. It's on road and there's a strong tailwind, so that'll help him along. He's obviously taking on a lot of fluid. The riders and racers need that sort of drink on this hard course. Running hard now, the dam in sight. Dion McNeely's done well to get back into second place. He can see Peace straight off on that downhill stretch, and he'll be desperate to get there himself. Peace takes on more fluid as he looks back at McNeely, knowing full well that the man is a good runner. But here he is, Dion McNeely, pushing against the wind, peering over the top of the dam to catch a glimpse of Peace. That stretch of road must look awfully inviting to those tired legs. Gets a lot of encouragement from the Spartan crowd on these rocky mountains. Lots of encouragement then from the spectators. Local boy McNeely pushes on, fighting off the chasing pack. Again, it's Bryson and Lawrence. Nothing can separate these two as they head down onto the road. Ahead of the competitors, though, there's still another 10 kilometres of running to be had. Some will have been conserving energy, while the bike specialists will have been pushing hard, trying to make up as much time as possible over the more experienced fell runners. So we leave the rest of the field crossing that northern dam as our attention shifts to the final leg, the 10-kilometre fell run that starts off with the toughest climb of the race. Pulling into the transition area, every athlete will be thinking about the climb. It's the first part of the run, and it takes them up to the top of the peak they call Mourne. So let's take a look at it. No pathway at all up there, just rocks and gorse, all the way to the top. That shouldn't worry this man though. Andrew Peace is well used to this sort of terrain from fell running back home in Yorkshire. He'll probably expand that lead of his as he pushes hard up along the wall to the top of the Mourne. 4.5 minutes behind Peace as they start the climb. Robert Jebb has fought his way back into second. He's another young fell runner who should relish the conditions on the way up to that peak. And he looks like he's taking it relatively easy up the hill as well. Third place at the start of stage 3, local boy McNeely was 7 minutes off the lead at the changeover. He's been pushing hard the whole race. One has to wonder whether he can keep that pace up over the next 10k. Over the wall, though, he still looks strong as he begins the ascent. But chasing hard behind him, Robin Lawrence pops over the wall. He too is looking very strong, hugging the wall on the way up. And guess who's behind Lawrence? Robin Bryson. Having a bit of trouble here, trying to get over. He'll have been pacing himself so far and should be thinking about an attack now on this final leg, as he takes on some fluid just before the rise up to the ascent of Mourne. Heading the women over the same course as the men, Anne Buckley holds a convincing lead as we move on to the next section of this 10-kilometre run for one final check on the leaders. We pick them up at the waterfall on the western side of the reservoir, and guess who's in front? Andrew Peace, still up there as the rest of the field chase hard behind him. This is the last real climb of the race. Even Peace is looking weary as he checks his lead up at the top of that steep climb. And that looks like Bryson in second now. He has done well. It's too late to catch the leader though, but he's gone from 5th to 2nd on this final stage.
Black top, white shorts.
And there's the youngster, Robert Jebb, back to 3rd, making his way along the edge of the reservoir. Treading carefully on those nasty boulders. He needs to keep pushing hard though. That's Dion McNeely behind him, and he doesn't look like he'll stop for anyone. Not even the course. Stopping to cool down, Jebb's confident he can hold up McNeely, but with 1st and 2nd places wrapped up, this could be a real battle for 3rd place honours. McNeely now taking it very gingerly over the course. But still there in 5th, Robin Lawrence couldn't stay with Bryson all the way, but he's done a good job so far and still looks as strong as ever. Looking pretty casual too. So as the rest of the field make their way along the edge of the Silent Valley Reservoir, the final stage of this 30-kilometre mountain challenge is drawing to a close. The leaders looking good to finish the course in under 4 hours. We leave Anne Buckley picking her way through the heather then, as we head to the finish line, confirming what we knew already. Picking up 1st place here in the Mourne Mountains, Andrew Peace comes over the line after 3 hours and 20 minutes of hard work. A truly deserving champion, and the crowd appreciating his effort. He looks a little on the tyre side, but after 30 kilometres, was it as hard as it looked?
That gave me a confidence I could win that, yeah. I was in back of my line there. Everything went well, I should, win.
Yeah. How tough did you find it? Can you talk us through it? You sped up that first one.
Yeah, first run were, quite easy really for me. I felt comfy. Then on bike was very tough really, going out into headwind. It was quite rocky, making it really hard work. And that last run was a killer, I tell you. Didn't expect that at all. No. But it's, it's a brilliant event.
1st place for Peace then, but what a tactical run from Robin Bryson in 2nd. 5th at the final changeover, he made up a lot of ground on the last 10k.
Yeah, I paced it deliberately on the first one. I didn't want to get too excited. Struggled a bit on the track, on the bike. And then I was going fine on the run, but the second half was rough going and wasn't feeling so good.
How much influence does this wind have today?
Because we were quite paced out on the bike, the potential was there for bunching and stuff, but we were quite paced out after the first run, so it didn't really have a major effect.
And it's victory for Anne Buckley in the women's event. Leading from the start, she came in just 28 minutes behind Andrew Peace, and it looks like the effort has taken its toll.
Took about twice as long as I anticipated, given the distances. The second run was particularly tough. It was all the sort of stuff I hate, bogs and tussocks and rocks. So what kept you motivated? I thought I was in front, I guess. Did it have to try and keep up with the lads? Well, I go training with them, but can't keep up with them in races.
Which part was the toughest? The second part, the third part?
I found the bike really frustrating as well. There's a really rocky, rough track up there. I ended up pushing it most of the way.
So another Nike Mountain Challenge comes to a close as the final competitors start crossing the line here in the beautiful Mourne Mountains. Following this event, there's 2 months of training to be had before the final challenge in the rugged Welsh mountains of Snowdonia. So as the last finishers come in 6 hours after they set off, let's take a final look at the results. Yorkshireman Andrew Peace taking the win with that phenomenal time, 9 minutes ahead of Robin Bryson. Robert Jebb held on for 3rd place, and then it's 4th for local boy McNeely. Robin Lawrence couldn't hold on to Bryson on that final dash and came in 5th. 25 minutes off the pace and coming home in 6th, it's Justin May. Catch you in Snowdonia.
I will do it.